Hello there, my name is Lucky Molondo.
And my name is Camila Mkupo,
And we are becoming.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within. I came back to let you know. Gotta thank you.
So today we have a special guest. This is a woman of influence, someone who's moved around the world and of course has laid so much impact in the Zambian business space. I want to introduce her. I'm tempted to introduce her, but rather I'll let her introduce herself.
Okay,
Please.
thank you so much, Camila, and thank you so much, Lucky. My name is Mpeza Mbewe. I am a brand and communication specialist. I love the moving around the world. So I am somebody who has worked in different organizations in the marketing and communication space. So I think that is how best I would describe myself.
I love that. And I'm so excited for us to get into your journey, right? How you've gotten where you've gotten.
Mhm.
So I'm sure our audience is excited to know about how your journey has been from the beginning. So would you care to share with us your story, how you got to where you are today?
Okay. Very interesting. First of all, I wanted to do psychology. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start from when I was in school. Yeah.
Right?
So let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
I wanted to do psychology. And I had this huge passion as I was growing up. I've watched all these movies
Yeah.
where you have this psychologist, like
Yes,
analyzing
I people's brains.
Yeah, like I
Yes.
totally relate because that's something that I'm interested in. So
Okay.
please tell us more.
So that was my passion. And so when I was at school, that is basically what I had lined myself to doing.
Yeah.
And then life happens. So when I was in grade 12, I just finished grade 12, my father passed away. And yes, it was like it happened almost like a few months after finishing school. And it kind of derailed me for a bit. It was something that was like, it really impacted me emotionally. I was broken about it. I was my dad's first daughter.
You can only imagine.
Yeah, so I was really, really close to him. But anyway, so moving forward a little bit, I get my grades now. So I have this expectation that I'm a high-flying student. And then I just don't get enough grades to be that high-flying
Oh my
student.
God.
And that time, you guys are lucky. You guys don't. Oh yeah, like,
Literally.
It happens all the time.
Yeah. So you guys don't understand the pressure that we had over 25 years ago to actually get into a university. Right now, there's so many universities, so you guys are privileged. You can pick what you really want to do.
That's very true.
We only had University of Zambia. I think at that time, CBU was not even like properly established.
Oh,
So if you didn't get into University of Zambia, you're busted.
yeah.
It was tough. It was like really hard.
Yeah.
So I didn't make it into University of Zambia. So I was like, and my brother's like, but a psychologist, what's going to happen?
Oh, goodness.
And then I was benchmarking. My brother's like, I've got a banker, I've got an economist.
Wow.
So I was like,
The pressure.
yeah. Then everybody saw me as the failure, so to say, in the family. They were like, abatapali kobaleya. So now we had to start having the tough conversations of, what are you going to do?
What now?
And I'm like, oh, okay. Some friends of mine have talked about, the professional courses now were coming
Yes.
into
Yeah.
the country, because I think there was a need for people to now start like opening up.
Yeah.
So the professional courses started coming. So somebody had talked to me about marketing, and I think one of the things that I really wanted to do was work with people. I think
Okay.
that was the end game. I wanted to work
That was
with people.
still there.
That was
It
the
was
purpose.
still there. That was the purpose. So I then I go and tell my oldest brother, because that time dad had died, and he had kind of taken on the mantle to ensure that the rest of us get an education. So I'm like, I'm gonna do marketing, and he was like, these professional courses, you know that they're tough, eh? I was just like, I know.
I know.
At that point, you have to be
You
humble.
have to be
Very
humble.
You have to be
You don't
humble.
have a choice.
You have to
Yeah.
take what comes. So I told him, I assured him, I said, look, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And we didn't have internet, by the way, guys. The internet was like trickling into the country.
Okay.
So you needed to go to an internet cafe, do your
That was
research,
a lot. That was a lot.
print your paper. First of all, you
Yeah.
have to come from where you stay. We were staying in
Right.
McKinney that time.
Yeah.
So you print your paper, you come back home with it and like, this is the research I've done.
Yes.
And then you all sit around the table.
And
And,
discuss.
yeah. So anyway, I decide that this is what I'm gonna do. My brother says fine, he's gonna support me.
Wow.
And that's how I got into marketing and communications. It was not my first choice.
So I want to dig a little bit deeper
Mhm.
because you've said something about research. You know,
Yeah.
like in today's world, we're so privileged where like I can do
Everything is
research
there.
on my phone. Everything is just here. You know.
Yeah.
But then, what did moving from McKinney to why you had to do this research? What was the distance? What did it look like?
Mm.
And I want to understand, knowing that you had to go and do this research and come back home and present something that's changing your whole life, basically
Yeah.
shaping your life and who you are today.
Yeah.
I mean, from the standpoint of Miss Mpeza, I'm Miss Mpeza, this little young girl, and I have to move from home to the place and then come back and report.
Mm.
How did that affect you, rather?
So McKinney is like, first of all, I had to come into town.
Okay.
So obviously in Osaka, we all know where the main city is, and like you know where the CBD is.
Yes.
So McKinney is probably about, let's say, give or take 5 to 8 kilometers
Okay.
out of town. It could be a little bit more, considering where we were staying. So I had to get on a bus, come into town. So this is, remember, I'm still doing the walk of shame.
The walk of
Yeah.
shame.
Because you're like,
Yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
looking at you like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel
this
like
is
you're
definitely not.
still, you're
Like
still
cider.
accepting things, you know?
Yes.
You're having to make peace with, okay, this is not the direction my life is taking,
Yes.
so let me just try and do what works.
Yes. So you come from McKinney, you get on a bus, you come into town, and you have to pay for this internet. So those days we had the one that was literally like dialing, literally like a chigayo. So it was really slow. It wasn't what you guys are experiencing now.
Yeah.
So what would happen is you walk into an internet cafe and you tell them I want to use the internet, and then it's per minute. It's billing you per minute.
Yeah.
And there was one on Cairo Road, and I still remember it was like my favorite go-to place. But that's where you'd have to go to get this information. So it wasn't
Yeah.
an easy journey. It wasn't like I'm sitting at home and I could access information easily. And then the other thing is obviously was by word of mouth. So people who've done it,
Yeah.
people who've had exposure to it,
Mm.
are the ones who would then tell you about it. So I was like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. Even the computer, you're almost like scared that if you press something, it's going to blow up.
Yeah.
So that was the journey. But remember, there's still the background of I had lost a parent.
Yes.
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 So you don't have, you're going through this phase where you
Yeah.
don't have a lot of confidence, and you're like, why is life doing this to me? Why is life so hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Why
I wanna,
me?
And I want to pause a little bit.
Mm.
You've lost a parent, and
Mm.
yet shifting careers to something that you're so
I really
unsure
wanted to
about.
poke on that.
What impact did that have on your
Yeah.
life? You know, like you're so unsure of so many things, but yet you have to take
You
a
have
path
to
that's
keep
even more
going.
unsure.
Yes.
Mm.
You know.
What was that like for you?
No, it was really difficult. First of all, like very low self-esteem and confidence, because at this point you've got so many questions about what is my life going to be.
Yeah.
Our provider, protector, our father is no longer there.
Yeah.
And obviously my mom is still there, but she's in a space of those days. There was a lot of housewife things, so
Yeah.
you're really uncertain about what's going to become of your life. And there's always all these temptations around, like some people are like, okay, maybe you should just find a rich boyfriend. Maybe you should just do this. So
Yes, yeah.
all these things are at play. There are all these voices in your head, and there are all these friends who are giving you advice. You don't have to worry about that. Maybe your boyfriend can even be dropping you off. But I think it boils down to choices.
Mm.
It boils down to what do you really want. One thing that I knew was I wanted to be a professional person. I used to look at people, especially when my brother at the time was working for Bank of Zambia.
Yeah.
So if we're going to wait for him in the car, like I'll be looking and you'd see all these women coming
Yeah.
out in their beautiful outfits, and you're like, I want to be like that
be
one
like
day.
that.
I want to be like that. So I think it's really about mapping out where you want to go
Yeah.
and how you're going to get there. So in as much as you're coming from McKinney, you're in this small internet cafe. You don't have access to a lot of things, but I think you still make a choice to be there,
Yeah.
which kind of takes me to a little bit to the process.
Okay, the process.
Because this is the process.
I like what we're headed.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
process.
Yes. You know, a lot of times, like I said, I'm sitting in the car and I'm looking at these people.
Yes.
Because there are different people walking in and out of the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like a huge bank. And you're almost like, oh wow, if
Yeah.
only I could get through
Only
that
I
door
Yeah.
and have a desk in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, process.
Process.
You have to look at your life and just think, okay, that is the end goal, but where am I now? How am I going to get there?
Yeah.
How is it? What do I have to go through? I think a lot of times as human beings, and this is, I think it goes for everyone, we
Yeah.
look at people and we admire, we get jealous, we
Yeah.
get envious,
I like that.
but
I
you
like
don't
that.
know what they've gone through.
They've gone through.
So this woman that I'm seeing this facade, or I'm seeing
Yeah.
this successful person,
Yeah.
but I don't know what they've gone through. They haven't told me their life journey,
Yeah.
so I don't understand. But I want to admire that and I want to get there quickly. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all want success in life.
That's
We
true.
all want to be that person that everybody's saying, wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
About
true.
the process.
The process is very, very important. And because we're talking about the process, right, I would like to talk a little bit more,
Mhm.
right? I know that you've had to do a few different things, right? Maybe have a business running here, maybe doing this and that, this and that. There are two things that I'd like to know. What
Mhm.
kept driving you to doing all those things, right? And how did you go through your process? Yeah,
Mhm.
what's your process been like?
Okay.
The real thing, what's it been like? The things not working out, you know, things not happening the way you thought you did, which you've spoken about a little bit.
Yeah.
But then for you to get here from that point of, okay, this is the research now moving forward.
Mm.
So what's it been like?
So the research happened, and the more I got to read about it and find out about the new course that I wanted to do, the new
Yeah,
direction
the
my
new
life is
direction.
taking,
Yeah.
New direction.
it kind of became a little bit more easy in the sense that I had to be open-minded. So one of the things, especially when you're going through something, you have a choice either to accept or not accept.
Mhm.
And this is very, very important.
Yeah.
When you don't accept it, life becomes harder because every day you're pushing against, you're kind of like pushing against the river that is,
The river.
yeah, that is
Like a
coming
countercurrent
against.
effect.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there go the engineers.
Right?
They had to do that. They had to do that. They had to start embarrassing us. At the
It's
counter,
okay.
what?
The countercurrent.
That same thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So you either accept where you are, or you deny where you are, and life becomes harder. If you accept, it's kind of like in what you call that movie, The Matrix, where you either take the blue pill or the red
The red,
pill.
pill.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
There's no
Matrix,
two
yeah.
ways about it.
So when you accept to take a different direction, you really have to understand, okay, this direction that I'm taking, what does it involve?
Yeah.
And you agree to take on everything that comes with that direction that's coming. And it really helps you because you stop fighting sometimes what God wants you to become.
I love that.
I love that.
I absolutely love that.
We're in
you
sync
know,
now.
you know why that is so amazing. I recently shared a video, right,
Mhm.
where I was sharing my Jeremiah 29:11, right, where I was supposed to go to China, he was supposed to go to Russia. The
Mhm.
plans didn't work,
Yeah.
and then you're now going to CBU and you have to adjust.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love that. So please go on.
And I love what you just said. Please tell us about your latest achievement.
Right?
Because if you were in
Honestly.
Russia right now, you'd be
You
in the
wouldn't-
war.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tell us a
Definitely.
little bit about your recent achievement.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is coming to me, and it's supposed to be going in that direction. But
Yeah.
like you said, the process when God wants you to be in a certain place,
Yeah.
there are certain things that come your way.
Yeah.
So a few weeks ago, actually, we saw this advert and we had to apply to be part of the European Union Youth Sounding Board, right? And I was so curious, I was so anxious, right? And I made the application, and fast forward, I attend the interviews, And unfortunately, I have a supplementary exam.
Yeah.
And this is the first time in my life I've ever had a
Ever.
supplementary
Really?
exam.
Yeah.
Ever. So I'm going through the process and I'm having a hard time. And the day before I'm writing my exam, I receive an email saying you've been selected. And
Oh
you're one of the
wow!
25."
I see.
And it's like one of the 25 out of 3,000 applications.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was, they had some continental people apply, from all over the continent.
Yeah.
And we come here and I feel or think I'm just going to be a board member. And, before I know it, I'm the chairperson of the board.
Wow.
So
Look at
God.
God. Look at God.
and
Look
it's
at
like
God.
God puts in you in a place where
Yeah.
He knows you're supposed to be in. It kind
Yeah.
of goes with you are not too far ahead or too far
Too far
behind.
behind.
You are exactly where you
Where
need
you're
to be.
supposed to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. So before we spend a lot
Yeah.
of time on me, I want to come back to you a little bit, right? So, we as becoming, or we are in the process of becoming.
Yeah.
Part of it is we get to inspire people, we get to motivate people, they get to learn from us, right? And I know that there are all these hard things that are happening to you that we have discussed, right? But I want you to bring us to light with the good things too that are happening. Because yes, it's a rough process, but then I want us to mention a little bit of that ice cream now, the
Yeah.
unicorns, for the young people to just get
Yeah.
motivated and be like, oh, that's Miss Mpeza,
Yeah.
because I felt like the introduction was missing something. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll get to that part.
Yeah.
No, we're definitely getting to it, and I think for me, what was critical was just to let everybody know that there is a process, and sometimes the process is not pretty.
No,
It's
no.
not pretty, because at this point in the background with everything that's happening, yes, I pick out the school, I'm gonna go to school, they pay my fees and everything, I start going to school, but again we have to move from McKinney to go to Ibex Hill, and Ibex Hill that time was like a bush. The closest bus stop was Kablonga. So you'd have to walk to Kablonga in the morning and walk back.
Ouch.
So this year I'm still going through the process of, this is hard, but I keep telling myself that I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be that woman. I'm gonna be that woman who I saw coming out of the bank.
Coming out of the bank.
And I'm gonna look like her.
Vision.
Yeah,
Vision.
anyway, I would have looked like her if I was a bit taller. But as fate would have it, God made me short. But anyway, we'll fix that a little bit in front. When we can afford heels now,
Right.
we'll fix it. But
Definitely.
Yeah.
so yes, that process still continues, and a lot of people, it kept taking me to the story of job. Huh? You're going through this thing, and it's not stopping. Today you wake up and it's, oh, this else
Oh,
has
this.
happened.
Yeah.
Oh, now this
Now
else has
this.
happened. Now this.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother would keep telling me, just focus on the school. Don't do anything else.
Don't do
Just
anything.
focus on the
Just
school.
focus.
Try and finish that, because if you finish that, you're gonna be able to do other things.
Other things.
It may not
Yes.
necessarily be get a great job,
Mm.
but you're also able to articulate certain things differently. And I was doing a professional course and highly regarded globally. So with the qualification that I got in marketing, I can basically work anywhere in the world. It's
Wow.
recognized.
Wow.
So he kept telling me, just keep focused, keep focused.
Keep going.
And so I kept going.
Yeah.
And obviously within this space, yes, there'll be some good things that will happen, there'll be some bad things that will happen, but I think the idea is keep focusing. And because I was so focused on what I wanted to do, I ended up, like, even in the second part of, so that time the CIM, and I can tell you the CIM that I did, it had levels. It basically had 3 levels.
Okay.
And the first level, I creamed it.
Yeah.
And everybody now is clapping.
Yes.
So now
Right
people,
now they're clapping.
In today's generation.
oh,
Okay.
so now people are like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
maybe.
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 And I just want to talk about that a little bit to say
Please,
it came out
please.
of the choices.
Yes.
So I had to make a choice. First, I had to make a choice that I'm going to do this. And this is coming out of a hurdle of I didn't do too well in school.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I have to do this. The second thing is it's coming out of a choice of I have to give up everything because my friends now are having fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're doing this. They're
Yes.
dressing up. They're putting on makeup, and I'm like, I can't even afford
I
that.
can't
Yeah.
even
I
afford
can't afford
it.
it.
I can't.
So I have to just stay focused. So you make the choice to now become focused.
Yeah.
So anyway, come level 2.
Ooh.
Yes.
Distinctions, guys. I
Oh,
got
oh,
distinctions.
wow.
I got distinctions.
Wow.
That time I was going to, I'm sure you guys are too young to know about Zambia Institute of Management, but for the second level I was the best performing student in the country.
We're still clapping.
Still clapping. So now even people at home are saying, okay,
Right?
maybe there's this.
Maybe
Now
there's
they're
potential.
Yeah, there's some
Yeah, you know.
There's
now
some
they're
potential. Yeah, now they're believing that
Yeah.
maybe this person can do it. Anyway, I went all the way and finished it. And I was happy. I went for my graduation in the UK.
Oh,
Wow.
And just a little bit about that. So I needed
Yeah.
to take you back. During this process, I got married.
Oh wow.
And I'm this new wife, young, very young wife. Because everyone, when I said, oh, I want to get married, everyone was like, you're crazy, girl.
Yeah.
You're
Girl,
crazy.
yeah.
Like, do you
Don't
realize
do it,
you're
girl,
like,
don't.
yeah, like, don't do it, girl. And everyone was like, but you're like 21,
Yeah.
22. And I'm like, no, I think this is the right thing for me. And so soon I'm a mother. By the time I'm finishing school, actually, I'm a mother. And so that was another thing. Sometimes I would study with my baby on my back.
My
She's
goodness.
small, and I put her on my back because my brother said, do not take your eye off the ball.
Yeah.
He said, whatever you
Wow.
do,
Focus.
Wow.
focus. Get married, do whatever. Don't take your eye off the ball. And I just said, I have to
love
finish.
that.
And I still remember those days you guys have, internet has built nice things. We had to wait for our results to be mailed to us. So you write your
Really?
exam, yes.
Wow.
You write your exam in November, then now you're waiting.
What a time to live.
What a time
And
to
then
live.
that's like, okay, God. Then you start now.
Yeah.
By about December-ish, January-ish, the results are coming out.
Yeah.
And then it comes in a envelope. There's nothing like it's going to be emailed to you. So now my brother comes. I remember that day he says the envelope has come. And I said, oh my God.
Your heart.
I was almost collapsing. I was like, open it. I was like, no, don't open it. Open it. I'm like, no, don't open it. And I had gotten a part-time job.
Okay.
So we're both in town now. And he says, I'm coming. And I'm just like, you guys, these people are gonna kill me if I don't clear. I've even got a small baby. They told me not to.
That's a lot.
So he comes with this envelope and he's like, should I open it? I'm like, no, wait. Let me breathe. Give me time to breathe. So anyway, next I just grab it and I open it and I had cleared.
Wow.
And I had some distinctions.
Oh my
there.
God.
And I screamed so hard.
Yeah.
I screamed so hard. Everybody turned
Oh my
to
God.
find out what was happening.
Yeah.
And it's a moment that I could never forget.
The process.
And the process. And I think something that should be emphasized about that is
Yeah.
we shouldn't envy what we don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, because we always see the end game. We
Yeah.
always see the final result.
Yes.
I see the makeup and I see everything and I'm like, those people have it together.
Yeah.
But they've gone through things to just get to where they are. And I think for every person, we want success but don't want to put in the work.
No.
Yeah. And I'm happy that I put in the work. I'm
Yeah.
actually happy that I went through the process of not doing so well so that I could appreciate what was coming.
Yeah.
And it shapes you, it molds you into the person that you are today or the next day. So when we're going through that process, we just have to understand that there's certain things at play. One, there's God.
Yeah.
There's God at play, and we
Very,
should
very
never
never
underestimate
Never
that.
leave God
Yeah.
out of the equation.
And I love what you said. Like you were supposed to be in Russia, but God said no. In Russia, they're gonna be having issues very
Yeah.
soon, and we just don't know.
Yeah.
You could have been sent
Yeah.
to a town where they have issues,
Yeah.
but God said He brought you back from that.
Yeah.
And even me, for maybe I could have done psychology, and
Mhm.
I could have ended up in a space that I'm not happy. So
Yeah.
He pushed me into a direction that I thought didn't have a silver lining at the time, but it was everything. It was my silver lining.
Yes, God is like, I got you.
I got you. So, because the more I got into it, the more I wanted to now, like, I really want to do this.
Yeah.
I really want to do this. And marketing is coming up. The economy is being liberalized, so people now are coming in. You have big organizations coming in, and they have big marketing departments, and when they're doing their activations, you see what's happening. It looks like they're having fun. So I wanted more.
Yeah.
Now I'm wanting more. I want more.
And you know, given that we've talked a little bit about the background, right? I know it's been something. I mean, listening to you speak has been both motivational, emotional, inspirational, right? We have all these things, but then standing where you are right now in today's life, right? I want you to give advice to this little girl or boy or this young man or woman who's starting out. What would you tell them, having seen what you've seen for the last 25 years?
So I would, and I love that question because I always tell myself, what would I say to myself if I was 18? Yeah. What would I say to myself? I think the number one thing that I would say to myself is, like 99% of the time, our parents know what they're talking about.
Wow.
No, they know what they're talking about, and we underestimate the power of what they've seen, the power of what they've done, the mistakes that they have made. Because as we're getting to this, remember I told you I now became a parent. So I know the mistakes I've made. So to the younger person, to the younger me, I would say my parents know what they're talking about when they say go and study. Because one day they will not be there. And who is going to be your parent? Who's going to take care of you? Your education is going to be your parent. Your whatever skill that you've gotten is going to be your parent. And remember that the world is evolving to even getting skills. So your skill, whatever it is that you invest in, is going to be your parent. So 99% of the time, your parents know what they're talking about. And I know that some people may come from difficult homes. Some people may come from homes where the parents may be alcoholics, may be abusive. My advice to such young people is, wherever you can get help outside of that environment, seek help. Seek help quickly, because that could be the difference between you not becoming and becoming.
That's so beautiful. Like, that literally just spoke to my heart, you know? Because sometimes not everyone is, like, you know, privileged to be in a home where their parents are like, and some don't even have parents.
Some
you
don't.
know? So wherever you can find the help, seek it, but just don't stop trying. Going through the process is very, very important, like you said. I absolutely love that. So I'm getting very emotional.
and I want to ask one more question. What's your proudest moment today when you look back to who you were when you were that young girl who was starting out, so uncertain of life, you know, I am the cream, but then finds out, am I really the cream? What's one of your proudest moments?
Wow, I have a lot of them to pick from. For me, every day is a gift. And don't underestimate what things like even good health can mean to you. But I think one of my proudest moments was, becoming a young mom. And you're holding this little baby and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? But I would, as the baby started growing, I was like, I'll tell everybody, this is my baby.
This is mine.
This is mine. So I think for me, outside of everything, that was a really proud moment for me. It was the idea of having responsibility to take care. Like, God trusted me to take care of somebody else. Come a little person. And I think for me that was really like life changing. It changed the way I saw things. It changed the amount of effort I put into things. It changed how I wanted to go out and play and do all these things. It changed that for me. So now I'm like, this is a life defining moment. And I'm really proud that I became a mom. I'm also proud that I became a mom at a young age, because now my kids look like they're my brother and my sister. So I look hot.
You know, that's something that, like, my mom was a mom, she became a mom at a really young age. So whenever she'd come to my school, they're like, no, that's your sister. I'm like, no, that's my mom, girl.
Proud moment.
That's my mother.
Proud
I
moment.
can't relate. We're gonna be okay. Yeah.
And I feel like I love the process, right? I love everything you have brought out because I personally have learned that you became a mom, you
Yeah.
became a professional, you
Mhm.
became wiser, you became stronger and
Yeah.
more resilient.
Yeah.
And even though the process of becoming wasn't really gold throughout the process, but I mean it has taught us all something
Yeah.
about what the process is all about. So in our dying moments, I hate that we have to conclude on
I'm
this
like halfway through my story.
because we want to spend the entire day here just
Yeah, learning
breaking
from you.
down and learning from you. So people have heard about your story. Now, who is Mpeza Mbewe today?
Okay, so how I define myself is Mpeza Mbewe is a person who is out there to help people, young people who don't have access, don't have, and access is even access to information,
Yeah.
access to support, to navigate through life.
Yeah.
So Mpeza Mbewe is this person. I'm still in marketing and communications. When I was that young girl, I never thought I could even do an MBA. I did an MBA,
Oh, wow.
and I'm like, oh, is that really me?
Yeah.
It's me. But I'm this person who thinks about knowledge transfer. And I want people who just don't have the opportunity or don't have the advice. Like they don't know who to help, they don't know how to get help around how am I going to move from point A to point B. So I am that person. I want to be that custodian of knowledge.
I've learned so much personally, and I'm sure our listeners have learned so much. And we're really looking forward to having you for another round. We need to learn some more, and we need to finish your story. Like you said, that's half of the story. So we're definitely going to come back
Thank you so
for
much.
more. So thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Becoming. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and share it with your friends and everyone else. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well on Becoming. Thank you so much.